Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, welcome to the Macro Expat Podcast. Today we are streaming from Panama City, Panama, and I have a special guest here today, Annethe Castillo.
Yes, thank you, Christian.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to meet here in your office with this amazing view. Unfortunately, you can't see the view, but welcome to our first episode. And if you guys stick around to the end, Annethe actually has something special, a free resource that is very valuable. So I highly recommend you stick around until the end. And just to introduce you to Annethe, Annethe is a specialist in permanent residency, helping expats obtain permanent residency in Panama and any and all services that expats may need when they obtain the permanent residency or temporary residency. And you are representing a boutique law firm here in Panama. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became who you are today, and tell us your story.
Okay, thank you, Christian, for having me here with you. Actually, we started this business like 15 years ago.
Oh.
Our main business was taxes and accounting. But as Panama became, like in the last 2 decades, like a boom in terms of investors, real estate, we receive a lot of foreign investors to Panama. We started to change a little bit our services to be more like a boutique service company that provide like all-in-one in terms of immigration, in terms of banking, taxes, of course, and also legal assistance for real estate in Panama.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you just mentioned a key word. You mentioned the word boutique.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that important? I think that's important to know that this is not some multi-dimensional global law firm.
No.
Where everybody's just a number and there's no personalized service. It's a family business.
Yes, it's more like a family business.
Mm.
We provide a boutique service for our clients, and we don't consider ourselves as a law firm because we provide multiple services for a specific market, like all the expats that want to relocate to Panama. We can assist them to get familiar with the Panamanian financial system, with the Panamanian law system, and taxes. So we are more oriented to provide services in legal, in taxes, and we have all the people, all the professionals aligned to each one of our expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of the main reasons why we're here today is because I've been having the pleasure of being your client.
Mm-hmm.
And
about 5 years already.
Yes.
It's been a long road.
Yes, it's been a long road and an interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it just to give everyone a quick story, because it's a little bit interesting. It all happened during COVID, I think 2021, when a friend called me out of nowhere and he started talking about, oh, did you hear about the changes that are coming in Panama to the residency process? And so everything he talked about, I didn't know about the changes, but he talked about the teak investments and all that, the teak land investments. And I was very familiar with that program because I researched it. And long story short, at that point, I think there were 6 weeks left.
Yeah,
maybe
you
less.
came in the edge of the change on the program.
Yeah,
yes.
It was very, very tight.
Yeah.
And back then, no matter what you wanted to get done, it was like, oh, sorry, there's a delay because of COVID, and sorry, COVID. And yeah, so basically, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks. It was very tight timeline.
Yes.
And long story short, we decided to go for it, and we still needed RCMP police report and a bunch of other paperwork from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't even know if we would receive it on time.
Mm-hmm.
And then talking to you, and to your team at the time, there was so much demand, so many people trying to slip in through the cracks.
With thousands of people in Panama.
Thousands of people, and we didn't even know, we didn't have certainty whether or not this would happen or not. But I was determined, and Annette and her team made it happen. Literally on the last day.
Yes, we went to, actually, in your case, we went in the very last day.
The very last day. I remember, we had to wear a face mask, a face shield, and it was
like a nice experiment.
It was a crazy experiment. And the Migración office was so busy. There were people everywhere, lineups everywhere, and I mean, what an experience that was. But at the end of the day, Annette and her team came through, and just to kind of summarize what Annette has done for us. So basically, permanent residency for myself and for both of my daughters.
Actually, your daughters applies after your application. So.
Yes, once I qualified, once I became a permanent resident.
Yes, because you have you as a resident, as a applicant, you have the options to apply with your dependent in the very first try. But as in your experience, you have limited time. Applying with your kids back in 2001 will be like very stressful. You wouldn't be able to get all the documentation alone. So it was a good thing you got yours, and then 1 year, I think 2 years later, you apply. You brought your kids to apply for theirs, and now they have them.
Now they have them, and then So what else did we work on together? So the two teak land titles in Panama, and then the
corporation, the bank account also, you have
Panamanian bank accounts, which that's all based on your introduction. So this is none of my own work. I just dove right into it, and here we are almost 5 years later, and then next year, I'm going to apply for citizenship.
For the citizenship, because you will have the 5-year requirement for it.
Yes, and I'm kind of excited about that. And we're going to talk about the details.
Yes, in another program.
Another program. Absolutely. And so that's our story in a nutshell, in a short version.
Yeah.
So as far as our listeners are concerned, permanent residency in Panama, there's so much confusion. There's so much information out there. Can you maybe go into some of the details, or what are you doing to help your clients right now in 2025, going into 2026? What is the main path to permanent residency?
Okay, right now, most of the things have changed in terms of the Friendly Nation visa. However, Panama have multiple residency programs that a person can apply. In this program, we're going to talk about the Friendly Nation visa to avoid confusing the viewers. The most important thing that you need to have in mind if you want to apply for the Panamanian permanent residency using this program is the citizenship, which that has to be listed on. But the law has multiple countries that if you are part of that country, you can apply. You are a citizen of that country, you can apply. That's the first thing.
So that's the Friendly Nations visa?
That's the Friendly Nation visa.
And it's like 50 countries?
Yeah, it is about
something like that?
It's about it's worldwide. There's all all the continents. They are
primarily Western countries, right?
Yeah, and you have in America, you have in North America, like Mexico, USA, Canada. In Africa, you have South Africa, Australian also. In Europe, a lot of mostly of the Western countries in Europe.
Western European countries.
So it's very large. The list is very large. So I think there's most of the people that are interested to get it, they can apply through that program.
Okay.
And the minimum investment in that program is $200,000. That can be done either getting a real estate, like one property or multiple properties that add up the $200,000, or you can have a term deposit for 3 years, and then you apply for the residency. And the change on this program is that before you got the residency, the permanent residency, that was the one you apply like right away. Like you apply, you get the permanent residency.
Yeah.
Now it's like a 2 years temporary residency. Thereafter, you have to reapply. Like it's kind of the same application, but you have, except for the background check, but you have to provide the same documentation you apply for the first time, and then after the second year, you do the reapplication, and you get the permanent residency in that
After
moment.
2 years.
After 2 years.
From the day you apply for temporary residency.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That is something. And also it's important to have most of the things we arrange it like by emails, courier, like you send documentation in advance, depends on each case. But it's important to have at least 5 days in Panama once we are ready to apply. Like you have to come to Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, to do the
first
application.
visit.
The first visit for a whole one, for an entire week. Like you come in a weekend and you leave in the next weekend.
And ideally you would like to maybe see the country or see some of what the country and the city has to offer. So let's round it up to 7 days minimum. Also, just in case something maybe happens with immigration where you might need an extra day or two, but based on my experience, they've been very good to work with as long as you do your homework.
Yes.
Right? Which that's, well, it's your job and my job, but together we've done our homework. And then, so once you do that first visit, you have the temporary residency status. Then do you come back 2 years later? Unless you have business here or
so you have something else to do, you have to come back. Well, once you apply, there's like a 6-month period that we have to wait for the resolution, like certify or give you the residency, the temporary residency for 2 years. We will do that on your app. The client doesn't have to come to get the resolution. We can do it with the pool of attorney. And thereafter, we notify our clients that the resolution is okay and is ready.
Okay.
So you can arrange your trip anytime between that moment up to the 2 years period. Sometimes it's better to wait up to a 2 years period time frame because depends on if you don't have anything else to do in Panama, because we have some clients that they have other business and affairs here that they want to come here before. But if it's not your case, you wait for that and we do the reapplication right after. So it will save you some time.
Okay. Okay, and this is, just to be clear, this is the Friendly Nations.
This is just for the Friendly Nation, yes.
So there are other ways or other paths to obtain the residency, but we're not going to go into them because we don't want to confuse anyone. And this is the most common one, right? Like most of your clients, right?
Yes, most of our clients use this because of the amount of investment. There are others, just briefly, that can give you residency, the permanent residency right away, but the amount of investment might be higher. Like instead of 200, you have to invest 300,000 or 500,000. Okay. Yes, but yes, for this one, that is the main, our main subject here today. Yes, it's 200,000 the initial investment.
And we're not really going to talk about real estate today, but it's probably a question right now is like, okay, where do we start to look at real estate options? So is that something that you can also guide and help your clients with, or like send them in the right direction?
Yes. We always give the clients some ideas. My suggestion to our clients is, if they don't know Panama, it's very important to come here and visit and look around. We normally work with some really good real estate agents that can provide a service in a second phase, in a later phase. Once the client decides, yes, I like Panamanian culture, I really like the weather, their financial system, whatever is your main need. If you feel like you are part of Panama, then we assist our clients to find a property. In terms of specific areas, what to avoid. Depends if you want to invest or if you want to live, then we can definitely we do that. We assist our clients, but we are not a real estate agent, so we have associate that work that part.
And as far as like in 2025 and 2026 coming up in a few weeks, what are you seeing as far as trends are concerned? Like, we both know a lot of Americans and Canadians, a lot of Western Europeans are looking for plan Bs, for options.
Yeah.
At a minimum, many of them are looking for serious options for the near future. But do you see any specific trends right now? Like, as far as your clients, what are they doing? Is anything like that?
Yes, I might say that 90% of our portfolio, they are looking for the residency as a plan B. They are mainly for big countries like, power countries, and they see Panama as a plan B in case of war or something happen, that interrupt their safety. And we also have like a more increased number of clients that are looking for like a permanent residency, like to live in Panama, to relocate to Panama, because they find Panama like a very easy country to live. They like the culture of the Panamanians, and they find it, they feel like home in most of the cases. And yes, that are the two main reasons. Also, and it's not like the main one, but it's important as well. It's the taxes, because some people, they can come here, live here, and they can become a Panamanian tax resident. This is very important. I have to say, it's not the same to be a Panamanian resident than a Panamanian tax resident. It's a huge difference.
In my case, I'm a Panamanian, a permanent resident of Panama, but I'm not a tax resident.
Not yet,
unfortunately. But we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, that's something else that we have to do. Yes,
but that is a very important distinction, and I think that's definitely a component where people get confused.
Yes.
Not only with Panama, with other countries too. That's a very that was good that you brought that up. So as far as tax benefits, I don't know too much about taxation, but the one thing I understand about Panama is that if you are a tax resident, that any foreign income does not get taxed in Panama.
Exactly. In Panama is a territorial tax sections, which means that everything you produce here in Panama will be taxable, and the compound tax rate in Panama is between anything between 25 and 35%. I mean compound because it depends on the structure of your business, or if you apply as individual, it's different than a company. So the taxes varies, But the lowest is 15% for individuals, up to 35% for more complex business. And if you don't produce the taxes here, if you do, like, you have business outside with other companies that pay to you, it's highly possible that you don't have to declare those. I say highly possible because there are confusion sometimes with the territorial tax. For example, I'm going to give our example. We provide services, but our clients doesn't live in Panama. That doesn't make me that is not a offer income. It's a local income because I provide the service from Panama. Doesn't matter that my client physically, yes, I'm in Panama. So those are tricky things that we'll review each case with our clients, like one-to-one, to determine if where is it foreign income or not.
Yes. I can see how it could get a little complex in certain situations. But definitely that's a reason why, like, Panama is considered tax friendly.
Yes.
It's considered a banking hub. It's a banking hub.
Yes.
The banks are very safe. There's lots of different banks.
Yes.
And this is also one reason why the economy is so stable and so strong, because there's so many different banks here from all over the world, and they have their hubs here. So to basically talk a little bit more about like other benefits of having the residency here and establishing yourself here in Panama, whether it's, temporary or not temporary, but like partially, 3 months a year, or just to create a hub, to create an option, or to actually live here full time. What do you see from, your clients other than myself? Like, why do they like it here? What are the benefits do they have here? Why do they come to Panama versus, I mean, there's so many other countries, so many other options, but Panama just always seems to make the top of the list.
Yeah, because it's I think because the system is simplified. Panamanian tax and legal system is very straightforward. The property taxes are not high. The top is like 1%. Gradually, it's not like you go up to 1% right away. It depends on the value of the property. You also, for example, the 30,000, the tax property start on $30,000 up to from $30,000 up to whatever the value is, and also I think those are the main reasons why Panama is a good option. We don't leave discrimination because of a lot of people coming to Panama in our whole history since we are a republic, and before we are very used to get people from everywhere.
Since basically the canal was built.
Yes.
Which is over 100 years.
Over 100 years now. Yes, it is.
And you can tell, like when someone like me walks down the street, which I've done here many times, you can feel it, you can sense it, and it's a good feeling. It's a liberating feeling, and I associate freedom to that. Right?
Yes.
I don't need to worry about getting attacked or anything like that. I feel safe 24/7. I've never had a bad experience, and if I do, I mean, it can happen anywhere.
Yeah, but it's not the common. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But to touch back on to get back to property taxes, I believe that some new construction projects, if you buy new construction condos, for example, I've seen advertising where the property taxes are waived for the first 10 years. Is that something?
The law changed.
Oh, that changed.
Yes, that law was before 2018, and now the tax is, but before 2018, you have an exception of 5, 10, and 15 years, depends on the value of the property. However, with the new law, you can apply for your first property like tax exempt, like a family property, like family heritage. So
inheritance,
something like that. I'm trying to translate, but yes, it is the idea. And then the tax go from anything from 0.5% up to 1%. Before it was up to 2%.
Okay.
So this law is looking to reduce tax burden to the people that owns property in Panama and to facilitate the investment on properties as well.
So it's basically the opposite of North America. And I'm sure everyone listening knows exactly what I'm talking about. So okay, that's good. I'm glad we covered that.
Yeah.
So one thing that I always wonder, because you can see the city here, big city, world-class city, very comfortable, very modern. Do you have a lot of clients that venture out of the city, like Boca del Toro, to the Caribbean side, or to
Chiriquí? They are all around Panama. They go to the beach areas. They go to Boquete. Boquete is a place people like. And Bocas is less, but of course it's less because it's further from the city, and it's harder to get there. You have to be. You can take a flight, but by driving by car is very far.
Like 12 hours?
Yes, about 12 hours from the city. But yes, I have a lot of clients. Also, El Valle is also a place that people like a lot. So there are a lot of people around, not just in the city.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But generally, there's so many things to do here in the city, so many options, so many neighborhoods. Like For example, Costa del Este seems to be booming now.
Yes.
For expats. So a lot of expats coming in and building a whole new community. And but yeah, I agree with you that Panama is very, very open-minded culture, very, very diverse. A lot of expats and foreigners from everywhere. Like I've never seen anything that, where there were difficulties between cultures or anything.
No.
It's similar to, Toronto, Canada, but in a Latin environment. So
exactly.
It's very interesting. So what other benefits can you think of other than what we discussed? So we talked about low taxes, lifestyle.
There's also the connections because as Panama is considered the hub of America, they have a lot of direct flights for different parts of America. Like if you are based on North America, most of the main city have direct flights to Panama. It is convenience. This is more for people that have a lot of business in Latin America and North America or the whole America. You have this connection that give you, and also the discounts. That's something very funny.
I like discounts
because the people like the discounts,
Yes.
and the discount, for example, for the seniors that apply for this, you have the discount on the senior discounts. Also for flights. Once you are permanent resident, you have a 20. I don't know exactly how much it is. It's about 25% or something on Copa's ticket. But you gotta be a senior.
So
it's a few years for you.
Many years.
Yeah,
decades. Is that the pensionado status?
That's the
pensionado
status, yes. And once you got the age, like I think it's 58 for women and 62 for men. I think with the new change of law, it changed a little bit, but it's around that age.
But I know it's real.
Yes.
I know it's real, and I know the discounts are everywhere.
Yeah.
I know a couple back in Canada. They also have permanent residency status, and they always talk about it. They love it. Like everywhere they go, they get discounts.
For restaurants,
everywhere.
Pharmacy.
They absolutely love it, and also something about like when there's long lineups.
You have a preference line. Also, it's good for seniors.
I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a nice cultural aspect.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've talked about lifestyle, we've talked about pensionado discounts, the weather. I mean, the weather you would think is obvious, but it's always hot. It never feels like Canada. It never looks like Canada. There is no snow ever. It's beautiful. There is rainy season.
It's long. The rainy season is like eight months of the year.
Yes, but and I know
but it's not the whole day rainy.
So I was just going to touch on that. You're not the weather girl, but you do know, like you can explain, like rainy season. What does it mean? Does it mean it rains 24/7?
No. Actually, it rains every day, but in hours. Mostly, it rains between 1 and 5 in the afternoon. Yes, but it's not the whole afternoon. Just a couple of hours. There are, of course, when we have some tropical weather coming in, there are a few days that rain the whole day, probably 2 days in a row, but that is not often. Also, it's good to note that in Panama, we don't get hit by hurricanes, so you don't have to worry about that.
Hurricane-free.
And also, we don't have earthquakes neither.
No earthquakes, no hurricanes. So that's huge. Especially hurricanes. I mean, we just saw what happened in Jamaica and some surrounding Caribbean islands. Florida gets hit almost every year, multiple times.
Yes.
And even if nothing happens, which is great, we don't want anything to happen to Floridians, but
it's stressful.
It's stressful. If you want peace of mind, that's another, to me personally, that's a big deal. You don't need to constantly worry about, I mean, because hurricane season is from June until November? Or September?
It's April until December. Actually.
So it's a long period where you potentially have to worry about your property and your windows and preparing.
The hurricane season.
Hurricane season.
It's June. Yes,
June
until September. I think October. Yeah.
So that's a long time to worry about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to worry about my house getting destroyed or stocking up on gas and water and all those things.
Yes. Yes.
So
It's a hassle.
so that's something that doesn't get discussed much for whatever reason, but I think that's a huge benefit.
Yes.
You get the benefit of the same climate.
Yes.
I mean, it's green, the sun shines, you can get a tan, it's always warm, but you don't have the side effects.
The side effects of
So-called.
the tropicals.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think that's huge.
And Panama is not hot everywhere because you have the highland in Chiriquí, which is Boquete Volcan, that the weather is nicer. It's not like cold, but it goes down up to 19 degrees, something like
Because
that.
it's elevated.
Yeah, because it's elevated. And also El Valle has a nice weather. It's not like cold, but it's chill, It's nice for people that doesn't like the heat, the real hot weather, the Panamanian hot weather.
So there's options for those that don't like the heat.
Yeah, you have options.
Yeah.
It's more in the countryside though, but it's a good option for people that like to be calm.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually good to know because I like the heat. I don't look for colder places. I look for hotter places. But there are some of you looking for cooler places, obviously. One aspect, one benefit we didn't talk about is the currency. And I think this is a huge...
Yes. Right now, yes. The currency, the good thing is that the banks, we use US dollar as the local currency. Even though we have the Balboa, you don't see too many Balboas in the street. You just a small coin that those are our Balboas. But we do use a common dollar, US dollar in Panama. And also the banks, they offer multiple currency accounts as well. Not just, they also can offer clients USD, euros account, different few multi-currency, but for the main strong currencies.
But basically because the Panamanian currency, the Balboa, is backed by the US dollar.
Yeah.
It's 1-to-1.
It's 1-to-1, yes.
And like for
we'll have fluctuations.
Yes. So as a consumer, doesn't matter where you're from, but as a consumer, when you're in Panama, it's basically everything's in US dollars.
Exactly.
And so with my bank account is in US dollars in Panama. So I mean, we don't have to talk about fiat currencies and how they can print them out of thin air, but I think everybody who knows about that type of topic, the US dollar is the number one. It is the strongest currency, and it's definitely a benefit here compared to other expat options, right?
Yes.
Other countries that expats are looking at, because you have huge currency fluctuations. So that it's just another thing that adds stability to Panama. And I think for me personally, that's what I experience here every time. It's very stable. It feels stable. Yes. It's stable on paper. The real estate market is stable. It's not Dubai, but Dubai also, not too long ago, I'm not sure when, but they had a huge real estate crash. A lot of people don't know about that. So if it happened before in maybe 15, 20 years ago, who says it can't happen again? And in Panama, I feel like it's way more stable. Yes, you have slower growth, but you don't have to worry about massive declines or massive, what's the word I'm looking for? Crashes.
Crashes, yes.
Because you just have that stability.
Yes.
So that's also important to know. One thing I wanted to ask you, because we talked about 2021, we had those changes. Those were huge changes, which I saw it in person. It was wild.
Yeah.
So are there any changes coming up, or are you aware of any changes?
Well, yes. In October 2025, this year, the government approved a new law that will give passport to the residents that apply through the qualified investors residency and the renters residency. So there are two special programs that are oriented to facilitate passports to the investors. So they are working on the law regulation. And we are waiting. I think it's already approved the law, but we are just waiting to see how the president establish the rules to follow, so people can get the passport. So those are higher investment in some way, but you can get a a special passport. Doesn't give you citizenship. It's just the passport.
Just the passport.
Mhm.
But that's powerful.
It-
Panama's passport is ranked very high
Yes.
in the Americas, right?
Yes. I think it's like we don't need visa for about 21 countries
Mhm.
or something like that. It's a lot of countries that we don't have to request visa. Most European countries we don't request visa, and it's very easy for us to travel around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you mention, those type of programs, like one thing I always notice here is like expats and investors are always welcome.
Yes.
And that's something like, that everybody should kind of consider. I don't want to quote someone very famous in this industry, but there's a line basically implying that you should go where people treat you really well.
Yeah.
And here in Panama, it's not only the people on the streets or the people you run into at stores or customer service, it's also the government. So it trickles down from the government as far as, we're welcome here.
Yeah.
Our money is welcome here.
Yeah.
And that opens up the doors for a lot of opportunities.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
For sure. It is.
Yeah. And I feel that that's kind of reflected in the culture. So, okay. So what is something that, we can, or you can advise someone who's interested in permanent residency, like actionable steps or, something to do, homework or anything that they can do from home as far as, preparing for.
Well, first of all, depends if we're applying for this type of residency that require an investment in real estate. The first thing I suggest is to get familiar with the country,
Mhm.
the weather, the culture,
Mhm.
where we are located, and to see if it's something that you actually really want. Because having a property in Panama or any country is something that it will link you to the country for a while until you keep the investment. So that's the first thing. Once you see that Panama is for you, it's a place that you like, and I am sure that probably 80% of the people that look after Panama end up loving Panama. That is a fact, and I'm very proud of it. And once you do that, it's very important to have legal advising because you can find a lot of information over the internet, but that information doesn't provide you like a unique information for you because each case is different.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's important to have the professional advice, and I think that is the first thing that I might advise, my suggestion for the viewers.
Yeah, that's good advice for sure. And I can confirm, what you just said. I mean, I belong to the 80%
Yeah.
of people who fall in love. And yeah, I think overall it's a very, very good option that everybody should consider. Anybody who's interested in leaving their country or preparing for plan B, plan C, plan D, Panama is a very good spot. Okay, so I have three other questions for you in regards to Panama. And what is your favorite hidden gem in Panama for, to visit, to experience, to explore? What is your favorite that nobody really talks about?
Well, like you come like tourist. You mean?
Yeah, like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Experience Panama, like we all know the canal and
Yeah.
those type of things.
Okay. Well, of course, if you are in the city,
Mm-hmm.
I really, I love to send people to. Well, one day in Casco is really fun.
Casco Viejo?
Casco, yeah, the old town is really fun, and also the area of Gamboa because it's forest and it's very close to the city, and that's something I always say: go there. It's easy to go, and I don't want to give anybody free advertising, but there especially one hotel that they provide a lot of experiences
Yes.
like zip line, you to fish. You can also meet a local native community, go inside to see how they live. So it's a really good experience in the city. Outside the city, and but close to the city is Colón. In Colón, we have San Lorenzo Fort. For me, it's one of the most beautiful places, like historical places in Panama, San Lorenzo Fort. And if you go to San Lorenzo Fort, you have the option to visit the canal from the Colón side with Aguas Claras. No everybody see that side. And it's amazing and it's very unique. And once you are in San Lorenzo, it's like you feel like you are in a different country. And that is the oldest fortification in Panama, like back in when we were attacked by the Spain.
By the Spaniards.
By the Spaniards. Yes. But that is a very.
So that's in Colón.
That is on Colón, San Lorenzo, because we have two different. Portobello, San Lorenzo, I think is the one that people visit less, but it's the most beautiful. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, San Lorenzo.
So I knew about Gamboa because I've been there, and it's incredible to me how it's only 30 minutes.
Yes.
It's literally a 30-minute drive, and you're in the middle of the rainforest.
Yes.
Yeah, a really good experience.
Yes.
I can definitely confirm that, and I highly recommend it. Colón, I haven't been to yet. Is there a train that you can take?
There's a train you can take, but it doesn't take you to San Lorenzo. So I would suggest either rent a car and just follow San Lorenzo, because San Lorenzo is outside. Colón is one of our greatest provinces. However, some areas are not, like the security there is not that good. But San Lorenzo, if you rent a car to go directly to San Lorenzo, you shouldn't have any problem. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
And there's a train that take you there. But Colón is like 40 minutes away from the city also. And then you have to drive like 30 more minutes to go to San Lorenzo Fort.
That's all new to me. That's all new information. So now I have some homework to do, some research to do, because I have not heard of that before.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the two hidden gems for Panama City. For outside of Panama City,
and easy to get, because easy to get. You have only 3 days in Panama. It's something that you can do.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and Gamboa, like I said, I still can't believe it's a 30-minute drive, because when you're in the city, just trying to leave the city, the traffic is pretty intense.
Yes, it is intense.
It's pretty intense. And you're 15, 20 minutes, you're still in the city, and then all of a sudden it's just rainforest.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible place.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back. Gamboa was a nice experience.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything else on your mind that you would like to share with the viewers or listeners as far as permanent residency or all things Panama, or any advice, anything like that?
Well, actually, I invite all the viewers to if you're looking for a residency option, to look after Panama, see our country, the options that we have here. And also, I would like to use this opportunity to give like a gift to all the viewers that are interested. I am open to set up like 30-minute free call with anybody that actually are interested to get a permanent residency in Panama.
Okay, well, that's amazing. Thank you for doing that. And I don't know, I hope my listeners and viewers understand the value that you're presenting there. That's huge value, very, very valuable. And so we will post the link in the show description, the video description. We will post the link there so you guys can click on it. You can connect with Annette directly, in person, one-to-one. And again, this is something that kind of goes back to the whole, boutique firm versus multi-global, multinational corporation. Here it's different.
Yes.
And you if you are interested, if you are serious about taking that next step, if you think Panama is something for you, then you can click on the link. You can talk to Annette and ask her any questions you might have. And other than that, I would like to thank everyone for watching and for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a review. 5-star review, obviously. And Annette and we will do another one of these.
Yes.
There will be part 2, probably part 3.
Yeah.
Many more to come.
Yes, many more to come, so we can explain about each program. I think it will be a really good opportunity for viewers to understand the difference.
Yes, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section, because that gives us feedback, and then we can look at, internally, see what we can talk about in the next episode. Okay, thank you for watching. Saludos de Panama.
Bye-bye.
Bye.